what happened in Newtown could happen anywhere.
State leaders and school officials across Tennessee recently gathered to weigh in on a pressing issue in wake of the Newtown, Connecticut school shooting. How can we make schools safer?
I am the father of a second grade teacher, and when I heard the stories about the teachers huddled in classrooms with their kids, like any other parent, I picture my daughter huddling there with her 8 and 9-year-olds. And so the discussion becomes particularly relevant and personal for all of us. Tell me, from what you do every day, what are the things that we can do that will make a difference?
Representatives of more than 120 school districts shared best practices at the School Safety Summit and heard from state agencies, including mental health officials, emergency management, and Homeland Security.
The other message is that all of our schools have continuously been working on our security protocols, but this is the time to improve. The local school districts have that responsibility. It's our responsibility to really look at our security plans and to make them appropriate adjustments.
And thoughts on what adjustments should be made vary. There have been talks in Tennessee to introduce legislation that will require all schools to have an armed staff member of some kind. Governor Haslam says he will review the legislation when it is introduced, but for now is looking at other options.
I don't think the answer for us is necessarily to rush in and say we're going to put SROs everywhere. I actually met with the Tennessee Sheriff's Association last week, and we talked about that, and they said, our problem with that is when we come into a school, we're looking for the adult with the weapon. And now our folks who are coming in, they have an issue. They're not just looking for, well, there's the guy with the gun, that's the bad guy. It gets a little bit more difficult for them. So I think there's questions in my mind about how practical that would be.
Metro Nashville Public Schools has already gotten the ball rolling on increasing security measures in schools.
In Avery High School, we had surveillance cameras, but we did not have surveillance cameras in all of our elementary schools. So we're standardizing that across the district with a standard package of minimum security protocols in each school, but also additional things such as visitor identification, make sure that all staff members have appropriate identification that's specific to their school, as well as our internal locking system.
We want this to be aimed toward providing practical, realistic solutions that we can do to make it safer for our children.
Governor Haslam also shared parts of his budget proposal for the coming year, which includes $34 million towards capital improvements in schools across the state. This money can be used towards increased security, but that will be left up to individual school districts to decide. For the Southern Education Desk, I'm Soraya Salam, Nashville Public Television.
The Southern Education Desk and American Graduate are made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.